Hi FOODTUBE, I'm Bart of Bart's Fish Tales, and look at this beautiful, beautiful scenery. I'm in the north part of Norway, the Lofoten. It's a group of islands where they catch maybe the most delicious cod in the world in these months, the winter months. We're going to make Panfried skrei, which is Norwegian cod, and Ratatouille. Okay, so we kick off. We're going to make this recipe for 4 persons. So step number 1, pepper. So I cut all these ingredients in more or less the same size too, which is like squared 1 centimeter. And actually I'm standing right here in the port of Nusfjord, which is really on the top of Norway. So I'm using a red and a yellow one. Okay, so the next step, I add a bit of olive oil into the pan. And I'm going to simmer, I'm going to pan fry it without caramelizing these red and yellow pepper. So I give this a little stir every now and then. And meanwhile I start cutting zucchini in the same size cubes. So keep these aside, and now it's time to cut the eggplant. So the pepper has cooked now for 8 minutes. It has been soft now. So I keep these aside, and I'm using the same pan, again with a bit of olive oil, to cook, to simmer the eggplant and the zucchini. And this time it will not be 8 minutes, but maybe 5-6 minutes, until they have reached the same texture. So the eggplant, and actually I'm not seasoning the ingredients right now. This is what I will do at the very end of the ratatouille. Okay, so this is ready, and I add this to the paprika. So I here bring some water to boil. Why? Because I want to de-skin these tomatoes. So I score the tomato here as a cross. Then I take out this part by cutting this in a round. So I wait until the water is boiling. Meanwhile I take another pan here and I fill it with some snow, but at home you will use some cold running water. So I add these to the boiling water, maybe for 10-15 seconds. Actually, when you see at the cross of the tomato, it's like a bit pulling out, starting to pull out. It's time to take them out and to cool them down immediately. So take them out, cool them down. Take the skin off. So next step, I'm going to take out the seeds of the tomato. Start cubing the tomatoes too. Okay, so the last cutting part of making the ratatouille is 1 onion. So start with a bit of olive oil. I'm going to start simmering the onion. You don't want to caramelize, you want to have them soften. Okay, so now it's time to add the pepper, the eggplant and the zucchini. Look at these colors, really, really beautiful. Next step, adding the tomato cubes. So I have some fresh thyme leaves, add them to the ratatouille. So add some salt and some black pepper. So now I have the lid on top and I keep it there for 10 minutes on low heat. So now all these beautiful flavors have infused, but you want to give it a bit of evaporation. And then it's time for the hero. So I remove the pan. I keep it warm aside. And now it's time for the hero, the skrei. And this piece of cod is not only stunningly delicious, very important, it's sustainably caught. It's certified by the Marine Stewardship Council. Okay, so first step is I dry the skin of the fish. You want to have it really dry. You want to create that crunchy, crispy skin. I add a bit of salt. So I've got my frying pan on high heat. I add a bit of vegetable oil. So I start pan frying the fish, and actually the recipe is for 4 persons, but I am starting with 2 loins. What's really important is not to move the fish too much, because we create this crispy skin, but there's a bit of juice coming out of this cod, and as soon as the skin touches this juice, it becomes a bit rubbery. So now it's time to flip them over. I've got a spatula, which is really important because the fish easily breaks. There we go. Beautifully. Crispy skin. So if we have pan fried them like 3-4 minutes on one side, beautifully caramelized, crispy. I've turned them around and we give them maybe it's quite a thick fillet, so we give them 2-3 3 minutes more. But there's an easy trick to see if your piece of fish is properly cooked. So if you press your finger on these layers and they fall apart quite easily, then it's properly cooked. So this one is almost done. So now it's time to plate this dish up. So I've got the ratatouille right here. Bring this on the plate. So I've placed the cod on top and I just add a bit of extra olive oil. A nice tiny bit of rock salt. And this dish is ready. It's ratatouille with a local cod, beautiful piece of skrei. This is such a pleasure. This is such a treat. It's the true taste of the ocean. It's maybe the best piece of cod I ever had. And the combination with the fresh veggies, purely made with a bit of olive oil, is just stunning. If you want to see more delicious seafood recipes, please head over to my channel, Bart's Fish Tales, where I travel the world to fish, cook and live together with the most amazing sustainable fishing communities. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.